3 telepathic signs. Someone is thinking of you. Deeply a reflection on love, energy, and the unseen threads that weave between hearts. Everything in existence hums with energy. A vast ocean of invisible waves connecting every soul, every thought, every heartbeat. It's often said that when the frequency of one's inner world aligns with a desired reality, that reality is drawn near, as if the universe itself were responding to the sound of resonance. Albert Einstein once expressed that all is energy, nothing more, nothing less, and that matching the vibration of what is desired naturally brings it forth. But beyond the formulas and theories lies a mystery the mind cannot fully explain. There are moments when the air grows still, when silence fills the room and suddenly something tugs softly at the edges of consciousness. A whisper without sound, a pull without touch. It's as though someone somewhere is thinking deeply, sending thoughts not through words, but through waves that travel beyond the limits of space and time. This is the quiet language of connection, unseen, unspoken, yet unmistakably felt. Science may call it coincidence. Psychology may name it subconscious resonance. But the soul knows it as recognition, the moment one energy field brushes against another. So how can this be sensed? How can it be known that someone is truly holding another in their thoughts, not casually but profoundly, with a force that transcends logic? Let us explore 3 telepathic signs, reflections that intertwine psychology, emotion, and the subtle mathematics of love. 1. The unprovoked wave of emotion. The heart senses what the eyes cannot witness and what reason cannot contain. There are days when emotion surges unexpectedly, in the middle of the most ordinary moments, perhaps while pouring a cup of coffee, brushing through hair or stepping into sunlight. Suddenly a warmth rises from within, or sometimes a soft ache, an unexplainable longing. The mind rushes to make sense of it, but nothing around has changed. And yet something has. Across unseen distances, another soul may be thinking, feeling, remembering. In that instant, emotion becomes a bridge, a frequency that passes through time and lands gently in another. Heart psychologists refer to this phenomenon as emotional projection, when strong feelings are transmitted unconsciously to those deeply connected to us. It is as if the heart becomes a transmitter and the soul a receiver, each vibration carrying a message that only intuition can decode. Einstein taught that energy is never destroyed, only transformed or transferred. And in love, that same principle reigns. The emotion that departs from one being does not vanish. It seeks its counterpart, a familiar rhythm, a kindred energy that knows how to listen. When someone is immersed in thoughts of another, especially thoughts steeped in emotion, longing, regret, or love, that energy does not vanish into nothingness. It moves, it travels. It seeks a destination, and often it finds its way into the heart of the one being thought of. That sudden heaviness in the chest, that unprovoked rush of warmth or ache. It may seem random, but it rarely is. The rational mind calls it a mood swing. Logic labels it overthinking. But intuition knows better. The body, in its quiet wisdom, recognizes what the intellect cannot explain. When the same emotional wave returns again and again, especially in calm, peaceful moments, it's often a signal. Someone somewhere is thinking of you, not in passing, but with a depth strong enough to ripple across unseen dimensions. 2. Vivid dreams and the intrusions of the mind. Reality, Einstein once said, is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one, and nowhere is that illusion more flexible, more mysterious than in dreams. Have you ever woken from a dream so vivid, so charged with emotion, that for a few moments you were certain it had truly happened? A dream where the person who once held your heart appeared before you, not vaguely but with startling clarity. Their voice sounded real, their eyes carried truth, and maybe they said what they could never bring themselves to say in waking life. You wake with tears you can't explain, or a smile that lingers like an echo. It feels real because on some level beyond the physical, it is. According to dream psychology, dreams often serve as translators, taking emotional signals the subconscious receives during the day and expressing them through story, symbol, and feeling. When someone is focused on you intensely, when their thoughts and emotions revolve around you, those waves of energy may find a way into your dream state. It's like receiving a telepathic postcard from the unseen, signed not in ink, but in emotion, and it doesn't stop with dreams. Sometimes their presence slips quietly into consciousness while awake. In the middle of a conversation, while driving or working, suddenly they appear in thought. Not a fleeting memory, but a presence that lingers, like they've stepped into the room within your mind. Psychologists call this phenomenon empathic cognition, when emotional intuition picks up the mental focus of another. Spiritual thinkers call it telepathic communication. Perhaps they're both right. Two languages describing the same mysterious connection. Einstein proposed that space and time bend under the weight of energy and gravity. If that's true in physics, then why wouldn't emotion, one of the most potent energies of all, curve through the folds of consciousness, reaching across distance to touch another's thoughts? So when the same person appears in your dreams or crosses your mind again and again without invitation, pause and ask, are these random thoughts, or are they visits? 3. Physical synchronicities, the glitches in the flow. There are no accidents in the universe. A phrase whispered across both science and spirituality. This final sign is perhaps the most visible, yet still the hardest to explain. The small, precise alignments that seem to mock coincidence. Moments when reality bends, just enough for two souls to brush against each other through time. You see their name on a sign or on your phone at the exact moment they cross your mind. You hear that song, the one that once played when they first held your hand, right after thinking of them. An old photograph falls from a forgotten drawer. A scent you associate with them suddenly drifts through the air, even though no one nearby wears it. Or maybe you find yourself drawn to wear the perfume, the color, or the piece of jewelry they once loved. The logical mind insists, just coincidence. But deep within, something whispers, no, this means something. Einstein once said that coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. In the unseen mathematics of love, synchronicities are proof that energy remembers where it came from. When someone's thoughts fixate on you with intensity, their frequency may bend probability itself, aligning events, moments, and signs as if the universe conspires to remind you that connection transcends logic. So when the world starts to echo their name, when the air itself hums with reminders of them, don't dismiss it. Perhaps it's not your mind replaying the past. Perhaps it's their energy reaching out, trying to touch yours one more time, because love, real love, never truly ends. It only changes form, from words to silence, from touch to thought, from presence to vibration. And sometimes when the mind grows quiet enough, those vibrations can still be felt. There are invisible poles, unseen currents that connect one mind to another, one heart to its reflection across time and space. Quantum psychology suggests that when two people share an intense emotional bond, especially one unresolved or rooted in deep love, their subconscious minds remain intertwined, even when miles apart. This invisible link often expresses itself through what scientists call meaningful coincidences, synchronicities. Moments when the outer world mirrors your inner world so perfectly that logic falls silent. When someone thinks of you with depth, with emotion, with longing, their focus doesn't stay contained within them. It ripples outward, sending subtle tremors into the universe. These ripples rearrange tiny details around you, a name, a number, a song, until reminders of them start appearing, not because you looked for them, but because they looked for you. That's the quietest, most humbling kind of telepathy. When thought bends reality just enough for you to feel it in your bones, you can't explain it. You can't prove it, but something shifts. The book falls open to their name. Your phone lights up with a number that mirrors their birthday. You walk into a crowded room and overhear their favorite phrase in the exact tone they used to say it. It's almost eerie, but not frightening. It feels familiar. Like the universe is whispering, they're thinking of you right now, so what do you do with these signs? You don't chase them. You don't demand answers. You don't try to make them happen again. You simply listen. You stay still. You allow yourself to feel. Because if the signs persist, if their name keeps resurfacing like a melody you can't stop humming, if their energy seems to linger like the scent of rain long after the storm, trust it. Telepathy isn't magic. It's not fantasy. It's simply the oldest, purest language of energy, the way souls communicate when words are too heavy to carry meaning. Einstein reminded us that everything is energy. Every thought, Every heartbeat, every act of love. And love above all is vibration. It doesn't fade with silence or distance. It transcends it. Love unspoken is often the loudest kind. The truth is this: when someone is truly thinking of you, not casually, not in passing, but deeply, you will feel it. Not through a text message, not through social media, but through that invisible tug in your chest, the subtle shift in your energy field, that quiet knowing that someone out there remembers you. They reached not with their hands, but with their mind. And if your heart was open, if your soul was sensitive enough, you received it. So the next time you feel their presence for no reason, that warmth, that weight, that strange familiar pull, don't ignore it. Pause, breathe, smile. Because somewhere, in a quiet room, in a noisy street, or lying awake beneath a restless sky, someone's thoughts are drifting toward you like a soft echo across time, whispering the simplest truth of all: I'm thinking of you. And maybe, just maybe, you were never out of their thoughts to begin with. If this message resonated with you, remember to like, share, and subscribe. Not just for us, but to remind the universe that connection in all its unseen beauty still matters.